Hello guys, how's it going? In this video I will show you the all built-in method in Python. So the all method returns true if all the items in an iterable are true, and it will return false otherwise. At the same time, the all method will return true if the iterable is empty. So this is how the syntax look like. As we can see, we have a one required parameter, which is an iterable object, and this could be a set, list, tuple, string, dictionary, and so on. And the method will return a boolean value. More specifically, it will return true if all the elements in an iterable are true, and it will return false if there is at least one element which is false. Okay, so let's look at examples. So in the first example, we have a list, and in the list we have strings and integers. And if I run this, as we can see, all the elements inside are true. Now, which elements are considered to be false? For example, if I would pass in 0, this would return false. Similarly, if I would pass in false, we can see that despite all of these values being true, there is one element which is false, and hence the method will return false. Okay, so in the second example we have a tuple. Now the tuple is represented if there is only only single element in the tuple. It is represented by this comma afterwards. So if I run this should return false. But if I would change this to, for example, a string, um, this will return true. Now similarly, if I had a string like this will return true. And also if I had an empty string, it will return false. Sorry, true. Whereas if I had a iterable which contains an other iterable and that iterable is empty, like for example in this case I have a list which contains one element which is an empty string, this will return false. And this can be an empty set. Uh, this can be I don't know, another empty list, and this will still return false. Okay, in the third example we have a dictionary. Now in the dictionary, the method will only consider the keys. So we can see in this dictionary the keys are 2 and 1, and both of them are true. That's the reason why the method will return true. However, the values of these keys in the dictionary are false and 0, but the function doesn't consider the values, it only considers the keys. And so for example, if I would change this to 0, it will return 0. Similarly, for the empty string or the empty dictionary, it will return true. And even if the string is 0. However, this will return false because this is an empty string inside an iterable. Okay, so how we can use this? Let's say that we have a list of items and we want to make sure that all the items are greater than 0. So what we can do, we can create the generator, which basically loops or iterates over the elements inside the iterable and checks or returns true or false depending if it's greater or smaller than 0. So if I run this, we can see that this iterable has all the elements greater than 0. If I change this to -1 or add a -1 to it, we can see that it will return false. And just to show you real quick what the iterable would return on its own. So without the all method, you can see that the generator just returns a list of Boolean values depending whether the value is greater or smaller than 0. Okay, so just to wrap it up, today we looked at the all method in Python, and basically the all method returns true if all the values in the iterable are true, but also the iterable is empty. However, the all method returns false if there is at least single element which is false, or if all elements are falsy, and also if there is at least or only one true free value. All right. So this is the all method, and that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching.